As I get older, I realize that life has taught me a lot of lessons that I will share today. Hi guys, my name is Mimi and you're listening to A Dash of Colors. If this is your first time listening, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to have you listening. Do not forget to subscribe so that when we upload episodes, you'll be the first to know. Also, if you've been a consistent listener, thank you for the support and the reviews. I am so grateful for that. Today, I'm going to share what I call as I get older, I realize that life has taught me 1,000 lessons, and I'll share them today. The first lesson is pace. Pace is better than speed. In this case, I'm associating pace with consistency. You know, by 22, I was actually a millionaire in Naira. I had money, good money too. I put my parents on monthly salary, because I could do it. I had just enough, right? Then at 24, it was all gone. 2 years was all there is to it. And then I remember how, as a younger girl, I had always said that I was going to be a billionaire. I was going to be a business mogul. I was going to do a lot of things, right? It was one of the things that made me go to school, because I felt like, hey, I'm very smart and I can definitely win life. Then the money problem comes, and finally I realized that speed is not really important. What's important is consistency, the pace at which you're going at life. So it doesn't matter if I did something 2 years ago and I was successful 2 years ago. What about now? What matters is I have consistently improved and grown over the years. That's one. As I get older, I realize that love cannot be forced. You cannot make someone who doesn't see you the way you see them love you. Most times, all the love, the fever we get when we talk to someone, the chills in our bonds, and all those emotions that we feel when we've fallen heels over love with someone are usually from the imagery of the person that we are with. So most of us are in love with the idea that this person could be better. This person can learn to love me. This person can learn to treat me right. And that's exactly what we're in love with. So if there's anything that I have learned in my 25 years of living, it is that I cannot force anybody to have the same vibe that I have towards them. Because vibes cannot be forced. It should flow naturally. So if I'm with someone, so make sure that when you're with someone, that the person vibes the same way that you vibe. And the truth is, it cannot be forced. Another thing that I have learned as I've gotten a lot older is a relationship cannot work if it is one-sided. I've heard people say things like, my love is enough to carry us or to get us through this. If you're not on the same page with someone, no matter how much love that you give to that person, you would always feel left out and burnt out, because you're giving yourself way too much and you're receiving nothing in return. So you cannot basically at all enjoy your relationship if you're the only person who is willing to go all out and who is consistently doing all the hard work. So it is very important that whoever you find yourself with is ready to put in as much work as you are ready to put in. As I get older, I realize that money is important, but there are things more important, and my family is one of it. Through the thick and thin, through everything that has ever happened to me, I have realized that the people that will always stay, the people that will always be available, the people that will always come to my aid is my family. And I do not take it for granted. And I understand that this might not be the case for everybody, but to me, family is much more important than money is. As I get older, I realized that it is okay to not have everything figured out. By 20, I had written a lot of things that I wanted to become. I was going to be a food blogger. I was going to earn 6-figure income. I was going to be married at 25 and have children before 30. I was going to marry a very successful man who loves me just as much as I did. And I did all that. I planned all that. And halfway, I stumbled and I fell. And I went back to the drawing board, to the first phase all over again. So yeah, things will not always work the way that we want it to. And you can possibly figure out everything. Because while you're making your plans, the universe probably has a different plan altogether. So it is very important to stay open to the changes that might happen. Stay open to everything that will come your way. To know what to learn from, when to move away, when to do whatever thing at any point in your life. So yeah, this is one of the things I have learned as I have gotten a lot older. I don't have a lot of things figured out. I don't know when I'm going to be married anymore. I don't know when I'm going to have kids anymore. I don't know the actual career to go for anymore. I don't know so many things. Like, things have become so blurry for me. And that's okay, really, because this is a phase of life that I am in right now. So all I can do is to make sure that I stay in the present and not overthink myself about how the future would look like. I'll try as much as possible to live in the now. So another thing that I have learned as I have gotten a lot older is that you will forget the past. A few years ago, I had a crush on this guy. He was the first guy that I had ever had a thing for. And he never actually liked me. I did everything for him to notice that I actually liked him that much. We were friends, of course. But he didn't see me more than a friend. He didn't think of me in the way that I was thinking of him. And I was just a child. I was in secondary school. And those times I felt like my world had crippled. I would never meet any other man. I'm not good enough and all that, right? Because some guy in high school did not like me. And I never thought in my life that I would forget him, because he was like the first guy that I really, really liked, and all the other situations surrounding him. Anyway, if you want to know more about this guy, I made a podcast about him, Chukodi. I lied to him, something like that. I think I made a podcast like that a few months ago, and that was about him. So I never thought that I would ever move on from him. I never thought that I would start looking at other guys and then find guys that I actually like and those that I don't really like. I never thought about things like that. I just felt like he was the only person for me. But it's all in the past now. I can barely remember details about him. I can't really remember his face, and so many other things have gone really, really blur. So when things are going wrong in your life, always remember that it will pass. Maybe you might not actually feel like it in the first 5 years, but eventually you'd look at it at the longer run and then realize that it was all part of the big picture. So yeah, guys, this is a few of the things that I have learned as I've gotten older. Have you ever asked yourself, now that you're older, what have you realized? What have you learned? Maybe you can take stock of how far you've come. And that way, if you're someone who don't think you've been making progress, you might actually see that you've been making tons of progress. Guys, we have a Telegram community and we're just 15, and I really hope that someday that Telegram community will grow beyond that number, and it can only happen when people like you listen, share the link, and also join the community. So the link to that Telegram community is in the description of this episode. Please help me spread the word about this. I really want to reach out to more people. I really want to be able to speak and to relate with more people's emotions and feelings. Thank you for listening, guys. My name is Mimi. This is A Dash of Colors, and as always, I'll see you next time.